For many players, the Triton is the most powerful racket in the world. But is that really true? Well, no doubt, StarVie has created the perfect racket for a very specific playing style with the Triton. But this year, they made a major decision that could change everything. So what did StarVie do to the Triton 2025 and how much does it cost? Hello all players, I'm Pablo and I welcome you to a new 4Set. For many players, power is the most important feature in a padel racket because we all want to hit the hardest possible smash and bring the ball back from the baseline. But we need to understand that this is more an aspiration than reality. However, power is still a critical factor when you are choosing a padel racket. But what is power really? For me, it's the racket's ability to transfer speed when you're making a high-intensity shot like a smash. If your racket is not powerful, no matter how much you accelerate, it won't transfer all your energy and you lose speed. We will see later how the Triton performs with smashes. But before that, let's get a better understanding of the StarVie Tritón because there are 3 different models. In fact, last year there were also 3 models, but there's been a major change. Because the Triton with ultra speed rubber, these softers from StarVie no longer exist. Actually, this combo didn't make much sense, so they decided the soft 30 will be the softest option. Well, they removed the ultra speed, but this year they've introduced the Pro Touch for the first time, an intermediate field between the hardest one, the Pro 50, and the soft 30. So the only difference between the 3 Triton models is the change in rubber. And sorry to interrupt because now is the perfect moment to subscribe to the channel. Look at the differences in ball output between the 3 rackets. Did you think it was going to be like this? All Tritons are diamond-shaped rackets with a high balance of 28 centimeters. All of them come in weights from 356 to 375 grams. Actually, the ones I tested weighed the Pro at 369, the Pro Touch at 363, and the Soft 30 at 362 grams. They all have 2 layers of 3K carbon fiber, so regardless of the rubber used, it's a pretty firm racket. And actually, one thing that I love is the grip. It's one of the longest, measuring 13 centimeters, and it has a trick. Because it comes with a Noene undergrip that massively reduces vibrations. Actually, check out the experiment they did in the past Master Final with a regular ball and another with Noene. Plus, the grip is thin and the cap is round, which for me is the perfect combo. However, there's one thing that I don't like it, the roughness. Well, all 3 models cost the same, 256 euros if you use the 4Set code on Padel Market. In short, the Triton is a racket designed for attacking players. Diamond shape, 28 centimeters balance, 2 layers of 3K carbon and the option to have Pro 50 rubber. But how does each model perform on the court? Well, starting with defense, the first thing that I have to say is that I was surprised by its maneuverability. You know that I'm not a very physical player and I don't like rackets that are hard to move. And being a diamond shape with a 28 centimeters balance, I was a bit worried. But let me tell you that not at all, because all 3 models move pretty easily. For defense, out of the 3, I will go with the Pro Touch that has the intermediate rubber. It is true that the Soft 30 is the most comfortable of the 3 because it has more ball output and a larger sweet spot. But I felt like I had less control than with the Pro Touch. Though it is true that with the Triton shape, all 3 have a higher sweet spot than I usually like. On defense, the Pro feels much more technical than the other 2. It is not a racket that will help you in defense, but that has a positive side, because it can allow you to take full control of your shots. In other words, with nearly 0 ball output, it reflects where you want to place the ball. But what is the catch? Well, you have to nail your shot, and that is not always easy in defense, where a little extra help to get the ball over can be welcome. So 1 point for the Pro Touch, but how about the volleys? Well, once we are at the net, we are in this racket's natural habitat, but I still wish it had a better roughness. I struggled to add spin to volleys and with any of the 3 for this reason. But for me, the Pro wins here. Because if you can make a short preparation and hit the ball well, it goes with a lot of weight and respects your direction completely. It's one of the most accurate rackets I have ever tried, but be careful if you won't hit the ball well. The Pro Touch feels very close to the Pro, though it doesn't quite reach those top tier performances. And the Soft 30 felt less control at high speeds, but with minimal effort you can speed out the ball. So obviously the Soft 30 is really comfortable, but I think about attacking and being aggressive, the Pro will give you the highest performance. So obviously 1 point for the Pro, 1 point for the Pro Touch, but what about the Bandejas and viboras? Well, here once again I'm missing a bit of roughness, especially for viboras. This is where I really felt the ball could slice, especially if it's new. And I have to say that the Pro behaves well here for the same reasons as the volley. It's the best for when you want to hit your bandeja with power. But what is the catch? Well, often we need to play more slow to not miss, and the Pro is very demanding. Plus, it is the heaviest of the three, and even though it's just 7 grams, you can feel it during a match. So between the Pro Touch and the Soft 30, here I will go for the softer one for those more slow shots. Because remember, 90% of the time I'm not looking to win the point directly with my bandeja, but rather to keep my position. So in that sense, the Soft 30 gave me more confidence. But since a tie doesn't work between the Pro and the Soft, I'm giving the vote to the Soft. So now we have a 3-way tie before the final test, this mass. And disclaimer, I'll film the review on a very cold day in Madrid with balls that were not new. And obviously I'm not Superman, so my smash, it is what it is. I smashed 10 times with each racket to calculate the average distance I could bring back with each one. And the first thing you notice with all three is the 13 cm grip, which lets you use more hammer effect. And in the end it was a technical tie between the Pro and the Pro Touch, because the hardness difference is not as big as it is between the Pro and the Soft 30. And that extra help from the Pro Touch managed to tie with the innate power of the Pro. So now it's time to define which type of player each racket suits best. If you're a player who wants to start being more offensive but needs some help to do it, especially in defense, the Soft 30 is for you. If you're already an offensive player, you prefer to be on the attack than in defense, but you still want some help on defense, bandejas and smashes, the Pro Touch is perfect. And if you're a very offensive player, you trust your shots, have solid technique, and most importantly, good fitness, the Pro is a great option. So for me, if I have to pick one, I will go with the Pro Touch. Do you have any question regarding the 2025 StarVie Tritons? Well, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video and see you in the next one. Ciao!